morning, and please be seated. How's everyone this morning? This is a celebration event, so you can be loud, you can cheer, you can crack jokes. This is definitely a day of celebration, and we welcome all of you here. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the diploma and award ceremony for the Global Master of Finance program. I'm Todd Milborn. I'm the Senior Associate Dean of Programs, Faculty, and Research. And when they don't have me doing those things, I'm also a member of the finance faculty. I'm absolutely honored to be here today representing Dean Dirks, who's away at an academic research conference. And I will be your Masters of Ceremonies today for this graduation. So again, welcome. This ceremony is being streamed live on the internet and being recorded. So we welcome your friends and family, not only that are here from around the globe as well. You're a special class for us. You represent the third class of students to complete our Global Master of Finance program at Washington University in partnership with a host of our friend and family schools, Singapore Management University, Yonsei University, and IDC Herzliya. Our four students who participated in the IDC program were not able to attend today, but we certainly hope that they are watching online and at least joining you in the celebration of this event. What makes your class special is that you have the honor of being the very first class to graduate during our celebration of Olin's centennial year. All Olin graduates this year will receive a centennial zipper. It's a pull that's on your gowns as a special souvenir. We will be celebrating our centennial throughout this academic year, but you are truly our first graduating class since we have begun this marker. So congratulations, and thank you for representing that so well. A bit of history. Our business school was founded in 1917 as the School of Commerce and Finance. As a finance professor, I'm quite pleased that finance made such a prominent title. We had to broaden it to just business as time went on. The idea that business and finance were subjects to both teach and research was relatively new back in the early 20th century. It's hard to think back quite so long. But our founders had amazing foresight. They saw the need to prepare leaders to both manage and run industries as they were beginning to modernize. The business world, as we all know, has continued to evolve. The way that we teach, the way that we learn, the way that we research has also continued to adapt and transform. I think this program is certainly highly representative of that adaptation and transformation. Meeting the needs of today's borderless marketplace and financial industry led to the creation of our unique Global Master of Finance program. And we certainly owe a deep debt of gratitude to Professor Kadan, who has been the leading light and idea generator and also the executor of this particular program. We're proud of him, and we're proud of all of you. We, Olin, and our partner universities believe in preparing students for global endeavors, and this program certainly gets at every one of those aspects. Thanks to these partnerships, you've been able to study finance at distinguished business schools in St. Louis, but also in Singapore, in Seoul, and Herzliya. You have lived and worked in two of Asia's financial capitals and the entrepreneurial hub of the Middle East. And your U.S. residency has immersed you in American government at the Brookings Institution in D.C., as well as the nuances of New York's own Wall Street. Those of you here today began your journey just 1 year ago at Olin, studied in Singapore, studied in Seoul, and studied in Herzliya for 2 semesters, and now have returned to complete and graduate from this program. You've circled the globe tackling theory as well as practice, and you are truly 21st century Masters of Finance. I am pleased and delighted to welcome each and every one of you, not as students anymore, but now as alumni. Your achievement fills the faculty as well as the staff with enormous pride. It has earned you a lifelong membership into the worldwide network of graduates of Washington University, of which there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands. You also enter the lifelong membership of the network of graduates at Singapore Management University, Yonsei University, and IDC Herzliya. We eagerly anticipate engaging with each and every one of you in a number of ways as alumni of our programs. All of you have participated in your training, and we believe those of us that have helped you believe you are equipped to contribute importantly to both our global society as well as the organizations which you choose to join and are lucky enough to have you. I strongly believe, and I know I represent the faculty and staff in this regard, that the knowledge and experience that you've gained in this Global Master of Finance program will only fuel your continued success as you move to the next chapter. It is now up to you, as the ball goes back into your hands, so to speak, it is up to you to deliver, to validate your faith in those that have enabled and taught you, and to fulfill your ambitious hopes for you. I'd ask everyone in the audience to please join me in applauding our new and, importantly, first centennial graduates. Now, we all know that the venture as a student is rarely, is rarely done alone. Parents, maybe some grandparents, family, and friends, you have played a critically important role in encouraging and sustaining the graduates that we are saluting today. Today is your celebration too. The last tuition check should have cleared, and so this is, at least for that reason alone, is celebration across the road. Importantly, we want to thank you for your support. We know that no one can go through this without hands on the other side, guidance and encouragement as they were going through very tough graduate programs across the globe. I want to ask the graduating students to stand and join me in applauding your family and your friends, both here in this auditorium, but hopefully those that have maybe gotten up in the wee hours or stayed up to the wee hours to watch us as well. Thank you. Now remember, I said you didn't have to be quiet. You can celebrate. You can laugh. Even when the jokes are bad, I'll feel better if you at least sort of snicker along with me. It keeps my energy moving in a positive direction. The Owens faculty, of which you see a subset of them on the stage, is incredibly proud of you as well. Owens faculty members, and I'm sure you've seen this in the classes that you have taken, are passionate teachers. They are diligent scholars, and they take great satisfaction in communicating their knowledge to you, our students. With us today, and I'll ask that you please stand as I call your name, we have Professor Jen Kai. And remain standing, please. Professor Radhakrishnan Gopalan. Professor Ohad Kadan. Professor Richard Reifel. And Professor Guofo Zhou. Thank you, faculty, for making the past year a rewarding learning experience for our graduates. We'll let you sit down now. Additionally, we have several Olin School administrators with us this afternoon, and I'd ask that you as well please stand as I call your name. Some will be on stage, others may be moving about in different directions. First, we have Dean and Director of Graduate Programs, Joe Fox. Assistant Dean and Director of Graduate Programs, Student Affairs, Sarah Miller. Associate Director of Graduate Programs, Nikki Lemley. And Associate Director of Graduate Programs, Student Affairs Specialized Masters, David McKee. Thank you for all of your efforts. On behalf of the faculty and the students, we certainly know that none of this would even be remotely possible without all of you. Thank you. So from the day that you arrive in St. Louis until the time you graduate, our Olin staff strives to help you to get the most out of your time here, to prepare you for what's coming, to help guide you through what's happening and to help tell you what's coming next, even as something as straightforward and as important in the celebratory event of getting us ready so that we looked very organized this morning. Would all of the Olin School staff members that are in attendance today, would you please stand? Thank you so much. That's awesome representation. Awesome representation. It is now my pleasure to introduce my colleague from the finance group, Professor Ohad Kaddan. He is the academic director of this Global Master of Finance program. Professor Kaddan, I could say that I at least had a hand in saying I tried to hire him. I don't think he came here for me, but I am delighted to have been on the faculty when we secured his talents. Professor Kaddan joined the Olin Business School and the finance group in 2002. He earned his bachelor's degree, his MBA, and his PhD from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. So please join me in welcoming Professor Kaddan to the stage.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Milburn. I'm not sure that she was mentioned, but I wanted to mention Jamie Rapert. She is the mother of GMF, I would say, right? So she deserves a lot of credit for what's going on here today. So I must say that I'm very thrilled to stand here today. A GMF graduation for me is closing a chapter of something that I feel that I was part of starting. So I'm very excited to see you guys here. I taught you before. I taught you risk management. I hope you didn't suffer too much. But let me just read instead of saying what I didn't prepare. So 4 years ago, we are busy planning a new program. We strongly believed that in today's modern world, in which financial markets and corporations span the entire globe, graduate training in finance should be global as well. Our vision was to build a program that brings together students from all over the world to study finance at the Olin Business School. Students would spend 2 summers here at Olin and would spend the academic year in between with a partner school in a different country, obtaining another degree or certificate. We believed that this dual degree structure would allow the students to obtain strong professional training and also expose them to different markets, cultures, and professional networks. As part of this program, we planned 2 new immersion courses, one in Washington, D.C., and the other in New York City. Through these immersion courses, we wanted to give the students a first-hand acquaintance with financial regulations and institutions. And I should say that we are lucky to get Professor Rich Reifel to actually instruct these courses. And thank you, Rich, for actually making this a real experience, a valuable experience. Our first 3 partners in this program have been Singapore Management University, Yonsei University, and the Interdisciplinary Center in Herzliya. There are 3 schools with which Olin has very strong academic and professional relations. We have now collaborated with 2 additional schools in Europe, WHU School of Management in Germany and Barcelona School of Management in Spain. And the new GMF cohort already has students going to these 2 schools. So now we have 5 partners and we are working to get even a few more. So, no doubt, over these 4 years, the Global Master of Finance program has gone from being an idea or a startup to becoming a significant program at the Olin Business School. It is you, the students graduating today, who serve as a live evidence of the success of this program. GMF 3 students, what a year it has been. You have started the program here at Olin just about 14 months ago, and then went halfway across the globe to Singapore, Korea, and Israel to study for your second degree or certificate. You then came back to the US, to New York and DC for your immersion courses, and then have come full circle by traveling back here to St. Louis to complete your Olin degree. It has only been a bit more than a year, but look at how much you have achieved and how much you have learned during this time. We, the finance faculty at Olin, are extremely proud of your accomplishments during this year. GMF3 students, as much as we admitted you into this program, it is you who have chosen us and decided to pursue this path of a dual degree. Clearly, you appreciated that this program exposes you to different markets, cultures, and experiences. You have chosen the Global Master of Finance program, and I believe your choice will serve you well. The education and experience you have acquired and the networks that you have created in the past year constitute major advantages in today's competitive global markets. You are young, smart, talented, motivated, and well-trained in finance. I truly believe your future is bright. It is now upon you to fulfill your potential. Your success is our success, and we will always be there for you. We hope that you will not forget your friends here at Olin, and that wherever you go, you will always serve as our ambassadors, carrying the message of Olin education around the globe. So that said, it is now time for me to present the Outstanding Student Award. Designating just one student was a very difficult task for us, for the faculty, as many of you have nearly impeccable academic record. So the finance faculty has chosen to recognize here two students who have exhibited the strongest academic achievement and promise. The first one is Victor Riadi. The second one is Mengshan or Kitty Wang. And unfortunately, Kitty couldn't be here today. She had to travel to pursue her PhD in Melbourne. So we handed her the award and the certificate already ahead of time. Hopefully she's watching us. So congratulations to Victor and Kitty. It is my pleasure now to introduce our student speaker, Prerna Gulati. Prerna graduated from St. Xavier College in Calcutta, India, with a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, and then joined her family leather company as an import coordinator. She joined the Global Master of Finance program to pursue her field of interest in financial consulting. A natural leader, Prerna was elected class liaison of the SMU cohorts and also became a member of the Asia Pacific Private Equity Group at SMU. During her time in Singapore, she completed an internship at the private equity company Fast Track PDE. She has been an exemplary student, and we look forward to hearing about her future successes. Please welcome Prerna Gulati.
To all the distinguished faculty members, to all my fellow classmates and graduates, and to the families gathered here and watching from home, my name is Prerna Gulati, and I'm just one of the voices of this graduating class of 2016. As most of you know, I derive a lot of meaning in life from sports, and so I would like to quote my favorite tennis player of all time, Rafael Nadal, who said, "Tournaments end, dedication doesn't." This statement is more pertinent to us now than ever before, and all of us gathered here can attest to the validity of this, whether or not you play a sport. Being a graduating member of the Global Master of Finance program means that all of us have grown into stronger, more intelligent, and more persistent versions of ourselves over the past year. It's only our hard work and dedication that has brought us to this point in our lives. It is now that dedication becomes the most important trait we could possess and use to further our dreams and achieve our goals. This commencement ceremony is the result of everything that has occurred in the past year, and we are now graduates of Washington University in St. Louis. We belong to the select few who have had the privilege of studying here and we are among the few adults in the world with a graduate degree. But before we all move into the next phase of our lives, whether it's the pursuit of a PhD in finance, or working as a finance professional, or being an entrepreneur, it's important to take a moment to reflect and be thankful to all those people who have supported, guided, and pushed us to this point in our lives. Our parents, families, friends, and everyone else who has been a part of our support system. Thank you for believing in us, and I hope you shall continue to show the same faith in us now as we embark on yet another journey. My journey to this day, not unlike that of my classmates, was because I wanted to pursue finance at a university that would truly challenge me, and I could not have picked a more intense and challenging course. This past year has definitely not been easy. It has stretched me, and I'm sure many of you would agree, you as well, to our limits, making us stay on top of our game and sharp with our wits. We have not only learned from the most respectable names in finance and academia, but also witnessed their research and seen what drives them to continue innovating and pushing the boundaries in this field. We were also incredibly lucky to meet some of the practicing pioneers of finance during the immersion courses, and listening to their stories highlighted one important common thread for me. They were all dedicated in every sense of the word to what they wanted to accomplish, which makes me wonder, why would anyone think or look forward to an easy life just because we got our degrees and we graduated? Staying hungry in order to learn and keep pursuing our dream is what will make us the best version of ourselves. We must commit ourselves 100% to everything we are a part of, and that isn't limited to just our professional or academic goals. We have to dedicate ourselves to a goal that isn't just beneficial for us, but also positively impacts someone else. Now that we are graduating, we are not only on the threshold of something new, but we also face the challenge of utilizing what we have been so privileged to receive over this past year. When I told my parents that I wanted to study finance, they were nothing but supportive. From days and nights spent preparing for the GMAT and helping me enforce some crazy rules like quiet hours when I took a mock test, to now when they tell me over the phone or a message that we know you'll make us proud and like you always have, and them understanding and being okay with absolutely zero communication from me for days on end when I'm inundated with work. I feel very blessed and supported, and I hope that I continue to make them proud of me. Getting into Olin was a dream come true for me, and the journey to this day has been incredible. Right from the very first day I stepped into the class and felt completely out of place, to now feeling like it's shaped a very important part of my life, and this is mostly because I met some of the kindest people here who have always made me feel welcome, many of whom are sitting here right now. I also want to mention here that the strength of our class is unbelievable. I feel lucky to have been surrounded by extremely smart, extremely and highly efficient, very hardworking, witty, and funny people from different parts of Asia and America who are not only the best learners, but also very generous with their knowledge and so forthcoming with help. Studying together with you all, whether in class or in a group, it has been a pleasure, and there is no doubt in my mind that if all of us apply the skills and knowledge that we have gained during this program and be open to learning new skills and continuously developing ourselves, there is nothing stopping us from getting to where we want to be, and we have been supplied with the means to the end. Now it's all about how we get there. Today marks the last day for us as master's students, and as we step into our futures, let's all hold on to the words of one of the most inspiring Indian presidents, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who said, "If you want to shine like a sun, you must burn like the sun." Thank you.
Prerna, thank you so much for those remarks. Resiliency and grit and work and burn like the sun, I think, is awesome advice. You're no longer graduate students. You are, well, we haven't given you your degree yet, so be calm. But it's coming soon. It's next on the order of agenda. You are now master's graduates, right? It is time to deliver and earn on that promise. So thank you very much. That was fantastic. I also want to extend my congratulations to both of the faculty awarded outstanding students, both Victor, who is here, and hopefully Kitty, who is watching us somewhere, maybe live streaming while on her airplane today. So we're now at the moment that we've all been waiting for. I'm going to ask that Professor Kadan and David McKee please join me for the presentation of the candidates. As a reminder to family and friends, it is way too quiet in here. This should sound loud. This should sound celebratory. Please do not hold back and try to up whoever was cheering before you from the previous one.
Prerna Gulati. Victor Riadi. Seyuan Ma. Xiaoqi Wu. Xi Hengshen. Han Ye. Zhipeng Liu. Anisha Patel. Wanxing Wang. Junyuan Zhang. Janice Yu. Xiaofei Liu. Dai Wei Shi. Meng Xiaofan. Jia Lu Zhu. Ya Rui Gong. Malika Mittal. Jie Zhou. Zihao Gong. Chu Feng Ding. Dong An. Jing Boyang. Wenjuan Wang. Qin Yu Pan.
You did very well. You passed your final exam. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me absolute great pleasure to present to you the graduates of the 2016 Global Master of Finance program. Graduates, congratulations. Will you be seated one last time? I have to give you your money's worth. You've put in a lot of hours and a lot of effort. As our new graduates, our very first centennial graduates of WashU Olin Business School, I want to urge you to remain engaged with your alma mater. This is a lifelong relationship upon which we're engaged. It was intense, as was alluded to during your student speaker presentation. It will be a little bit less intense, but the duration will be much, much longer. A lifelong learning relationship awaits you as graduates of Washington University, as well as Singapore Management University, Yonsei University, and IDC Herzliya. Is that better, Ohad? Last time I got it? I've been practicing that all night, actually. We want to offer our last congratulations in saying thank you for coming to us. As Professor Kadan mentioned, we chose you originally, but you chose as the counter move to join us. And we are incredibly proud and honored to have you as our graduates. So thank you once again. Why not? There was applause on my order of arrangements, but I wasn't sure how I was going to get it. So thank you for saving me in that regard. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, faculty and staff, and fellow colleagues of Olin Business School, this concludes our diploma and awards ceremony for the morning. I ask our guests to please wait for our graduates' departure before leaving your seats, and we invite you to join in the celebration after this, right out in the Frick Forum. This is an honor to both our graduates as well as friends and family that may have traveled very far or didn't travel far but have chosen to come and join in this celebratory event this morning. So thank you again.